So, happy Friday, everybody, all the working people, all the fortunate ones. You see this couple coming out of Wendy's. I actually was standing out here against the door, not all the way out here, and they were walking across the street. You see the street? They were walking across the street to like right there in that little green spot. And before they can step up on the step good, the guy looked up at me and was like shocked that I was standing outside. And then it's like he got her attention, like, she's standing outside. And then they just stopped and they were shaking their head and then they was standing against the tree. So I called my son. I was like, son, am I tripping? But do they have an attitude that I'm standing outside? Like, like I'm not supposed to be outside. So when they see me get my phone, they walk inside of Wendy's and then they walk back out. But if you notice, they didn't make not one gesture toward this direction. However, I was the main topic as they crossed the street. Yesterday I wasn't able to go where I wanted to go with this because I really don't know how to do this. I mean, I've watched so many other target individuals, YouTubes, and you guys are so far ahead. I feel like I'm so far behind. But that is my life. That is my life. My life has been so far behind. I was late to start basically everything. I was the last out of my group to basically have sex. I was the last out of my group to have a baby. I was the last out of my group. Let me think, what else? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And then, then to wake up and I wasn't the last out of my group to figure out a couple of things. Actually, I was and am one of the last. I mean, there's a few that are still sleeping, but for the most part, those that were awake, and I thought that we were all on the same level of understanding. I realized that I wasn't where they were, and I was the joke. Like, I would even sarcastically hear certain gestures, but it'd be in a complimentary direction back to me. Oh, she's chasing Jesus. Oh, she looking for Jesus. I'm like, dang, I thought we were all looking for him. I thought we were all trying to gain a closer relationship. However, it was that I wasn't playing, you know what I mean? It wasn't a game to me because I knew nothing else. I knew only what my pastor told me, what my grandma told me to do. My grandma said, baby, you better love God. So I love God because my grandma said love God. But then as I got older, I wanted to love God because I love God. I wanted to have my own personal relationship, my own worship, how most be in the sanctuary popping off and giving their shout, but their shout being distinctive unto them, showing that they have their alone time with God. So I wanted that for myself as well. And as I wanted it for myself, I seeked him more. See, now they're like across the street. I mean, it's like they're just like wanderers. But I wanted more of him. I wanted more understanding. However, in that seek for a closeness with God, those around me who felt they had the cure or had the true remedy tend to take me for granted, take that for granted, take my relationship and my obedience by loving my neighbor like I love myself, using it to their own advantage. And I'm a selfless person, so I've been walked on and matted down, and then so I'm feeling really irritated about a lot of things. I can't really go into a whole lot, but I'm gonna kind of stay in this realm. I'm in the process of making something happen. I can't really speak on what I'm about to make happen or what my Father is about to allow me, his blessings to make happen. But some things are about to take place, and the only reason why I can't share it with you right now, and I will share it with you later, is because in the past I have shared it. I mean, I'm telling you, this last year has been the most revealing year out of all the years that accumulated to make this year go bang for my awakeness, if I can say that. If it wasn't for my son, because out of my 3, all my kids are gifted, but out of my 3, I have that one that has a very high spiritual discernment. He is almost like empathic, and he can feel it. He can feel an atmosphere. Whether something has happened or if something's about to happen, he knows if you want him around. He knows if you mean he can stay or you just saying it because I'm around. You know, it's like he is that one. So I would take him places just to see what his response will be, just so that I can confirm my own gut. So I'm in, the days that I'm in right now is I'm in accepting life for what it is. I mean, I was one that I still am. I mean, I'm just carefree. I love life. I love living. I love communicating, fellowship, gathering. I love doing those things. And I would agree to disagree to keep a fire calm. I'm a peacemaker. I know when a situation ain't gonna be resolved. I know when to let go. But throughout these last 2 years, I've noticed that I have found myself running into situations where I have to use my kids as an example. Because I first start noticing it the most through them. In certain situations with people that I gave so much respect and honor and appreciation due to their calling and their walking, to my perception, in the Word of God. You know, I mean, we have those who can speak real good in regards to something that they're either trying to overpower or something they're trying to win or overtake. We have those that can really preach. However, they don't use it for the greater good. You know what I mean? It's like it's for their own advantage. Every now and then, you know, it's kind of hard to even take their sincerity when they're being sincere, because that situation isn't affecting them, but they hate to see you go through it. I don't know if I can say that. Like, I don't know if I can say that be their true emotion. I just think it'd be something to say, because if I'm sitting around you talking or expressing my concern, or if I'm expressing and I'm emotional, I mean, you'll say, oh, it's gonna be all right, or, you know, it's not, you know what I mean, depending on how your regular response will be. So in this situation, most regular response would be, you know, in a spiritual direction of comforting. So I have to be careful not running on with my sentences, but yeah, so I noticed these first encounters with my kids of unfairness. Like, I mean, literally, I mean, I've never in my life, I didn't even think that it was possible. I mean, this is so how in the box I've been in life, because I never once gave thought that others may not have a heart like mine or may not have a thought process like mine. I never thought one time, like I never gave thought to it. Like I never gave thought to the possibility that others may not look at life and look at me the way I look at them and look at life. So, me being a selfless person and me understanding, at least I thought I understood, but me understanding that I know where I am in my walk with God, and I don't think y'all know where y'all are in y'all walk with God. So I know that the things that you're saying to me, you don't mean. So I'm going to overlook that, and love you anyway. You know what I mean? And I taught my kids that. You know, I taught them to let most things roll off their back and to overlook certain things, but then that always had them in a situation where they felt worthless. Super worthless, like unappreciated, unwanted by immediate family. And this is big for me because I never really spoke it off my lips, but I watched my kids live it, and I made them live it. You know, now they've grown to an age where it worked out for their good, thank you, Lord, but for the most part, they were in jeopardy of being broken. One of these kids out here robbing and stealing and killing, but the Lord spared them greatly, because they're kids outside of the box that you'll always be surprised by the way that they communicate, by the way they intake things, the way that they respond to things, the way you just be surprised all the time. Well, after watching my kids go through certain situations where a certain authoritative figure was held the respected one and the one that we can't wait to come in to be the mediator, it would be in an unjust way, which would be it would be contrary to what I'm telling them, because they're supposed to be where we are in mind with the Father. So I was just really irritated about the people walking across the street and looked up at me like I wasn't supposed to be outside. So I thought to just share that, and then I carried on. But I'm not gonna be on here too long. I feel like I can do this. I just really am praying for the structure. I'm praying for the flow to kick, because I don't know where to start or where to begin, and I just have so much. Like, I have so much to say. I have so much to tell you about my experiences and my encounters and my extraordinary triumphs out of the pit of hell over and over again. Well, I'm going to end it there. That wasn't nothing too major, but that was just a little bit of gang stalking. I wish I could have caught it at the beginning. I'm going to learn how to keep my phone in my hand and try to do this thing for like 30 days straight and go faithful to it and see what I get out of it. You guys, anybody out there that gave a little time to hear what I'm saying, if you pray, please pray my strength and my courage and going forward and trusting in the start that I begin at. Because no matter where I start, no matter where I begin, the opposing side is not gonna like it. And it's not just the opposing side that I'm worried about, to be honest. It's more so, no, I think it is the opposing side that I'm worried about, because I care about people. You know what I mean? Even though they care less about me, I care about people and their outlooks and their reception. But never once have I ever thought to speak openly. But then the door that has been open to TIs has gave me the opportunity to do just that. So I'm just asking you guys to just, I mean, I don't know, just pray for me if you pray. And if you don't pray, then just wish me luck. I mean, I don't know, but I know I'm going somewhere. I can't wait to get started on my way. And I kind of think that this is kind of starting on my way, but I ain't kind of left the gas tank yet. So I don't know. It was fun. Until next time, I will try to come back with a theme later this day. Okay?